Check, check, check 1, 2. Check, check, checkity check. I'm checking until I can hear whether or not we're live. I hate the lag on the stream. I don't know whether or not we're live and everything sounds good. And then you're going to hear echoes. So let's give it a shot. Wait. My idiot self is there. Walk to camera. See how much of a delay there is when it comes to getting to the camera. Take a swig of water here. Nope, you're right on time. You guys love the single player action. Having to wait for me to get all double checked up. Bah! Sorry, I saw myself. Alright, everything looks good. If not, you guys will tell me in about 30 seconds. So, cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bar Run Forge. And yes, we still do live streams. It's an incredible thing, I know. Alright. Oh, I want to check to see who is in here. Lovely to be with you all tonight. So glad to rock and roll. I am solo, as you can tell. Dad is off singing the Lord's praises. He's involved with a 5 county surrounding counties men's chorus, and they do a special program at each of the churches around the area, and sing hymns and songs and things like that. They put on a really nice program. It's not necessarily my take, or my particular taste, but yeah, that's where he's at tonight. So you get me. So who's in here? My eyes are watering like crazy, so you have to forgive me for that as well. I'm going to say hi to Pete Fields, Bill Wheel, Gary Graham, Daniel Baca, Dana Maggiore, Kenny at Metalman, Eric, Jeff Killian, Corey Shire, Jeff Woodring, Kyle Jones, Frank Struck, Brian Vineyard Farmhouse, Pumpkin Patch Ironworks, and my father, and Babylonis. 21 people in the chat. Hello. 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 All right, cool. Well, hi. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But hello to everybody in the chat. Lovely to be here with you. I'm glad to be back forging, man. Some stuff this week. We had the Ohio Valley Antique Machinery Show, which means we were at the blacksmith shop all weekend, this past weekend, which was really fun. It's always a good time. It was phenomenal in the fact that we were able to move away a bunch of stuff that has always been in our way and set up an actual blacksmith shop. We had our 2 post vise were on a bench in the back. All of our anvils had to be tucked away in these between giant drill presses and other machines that run off of a line drive. It wasn't really working, and it didn't really matter because it wasn't the line drive shop, it's the blacksmith shop. So there was a lot of just blah around, and luckily we got to move that stuff around and actually forge. And we got to be part of a big project on Friday, about 3 o'clock. Dad, Judd, and myself. Judd's one of the other blacksmiths in the shop there. He's about the same size as I am, maybe a little bigger. And so he and I struck, and Dad directed on an 8-pound sledgehammer. So none of us have done a sledgehammer before, but we wanted to get a good striking sledgehammer in the shop there. So we had a big chunk of 4140, and we said, hey, let's make a sledgehammer out of it. So we got a hole punched through it and some drifting done and started working a little bit on the sides. Other than that, not a whole lot else done to it. So the goal with that is to actually get it to the point where we can go in on a regular basis and work and forge together and have a big enough shop to do things like that. So it was a good time, man. All of us sat around late Friday night and hung out and smoked cigars and pipes and just hung out and enjoyed time together. So it was really cool. It was it was the best year we've had so far at the shop. So good stuff. What's everybody saying in here? Saw 30 minutes of it. Yeah, I know. The live stream, it's always kind of one of those things of like we like to do our live stream there, but we also don't want to take away from what's going on at the show. So it's just, avoid the distractions and kind of still do our live stream, but not take away from what's going on there because we're not, the stars of the show or anything at the blacksmith shop. So, but it was a good time. Excuse myself. Troy, tell you what happened. Yes, Dane, I'm definitely sorry to hear that, man. You're going to be in our prayers. Um, Sad that you're not making stickers anymore, but we'll forge on, find a way, whatever you need. Let us know. You got our numbers. You got people in here, so all is well, brother. We'll get you through it, no matter what. Hey, Bobby. He was in here earlier. All right. Probably curious as to what I'm gonna swing my hammer and hopefully make tonight. Well, funny you should ask. I am gonna attempt to make a little ball peen hammer. I don't know how little because this is my starting stock. It is, probably should have figured out what the diameter was before I started jabbering about. I know it's 3 inches long, and it is 1.25 inches in diameter. So, little chunk of 4140 here. I'm going to attempt to make a ball peen hammer out of. So, yeah, let's get to it. And of course, as you all well know, be sure to do all of the YouTube things like share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're alerted every single time we have new content here on the channel. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok and Rumble, and of course the website, www.barrunforge.com. That's BARRUNFORGE.com. All your giggles can be had there to look at all of the stuff. Check out the website. I believe that's most everything. If you want to help out the channel, more than welcome to. There's a super chat button down there at the bottom here on YouTube. But of course, YouTube likes to take their chunk out of things. So if you'd like to prevent YouTube from taking their chunk out of things, and you like what we do here on the channel, then you can also go to the description. Down below, there is a link that is called Streamlabs Tips. Streamlabs Tips goes directly into our bank account after it goes through Streamlabs. And YouTube doesn't take their chunk out, so it's kind of nice. So, if you'd like to help out that way, more than welcome to. Also, we have merchandise on our website, which is www.barrunforge.com. That's BARRUNFORGE.com. I believe we need to place an order for our website for our merchandise as well. Unfortunately. Yeah, man, good time at the show. It's always a good time of the year. Starts getting around late summer into fall. It is P-I-E-N, ball peen hammer, or P-E-E-N if you want to, but I believe the correct spelling is P-I-E-N. But yeah, around this time of year is when we start getting into show season, demos and shows. So kind of the Ohio Valley Antique Machinery Show kicks things off, and then we go to Metamora, Indiana in October, and then we also have the Village Christmas in Lynchburg, and sometimes the Arts and Crafts Festival, Wilmington, and then I believe we're booked for another show. Oh yeah, we got on with a local brewery, and are going to participate in one of their local farmers markets here coming up soon. So, got a few different things that we're looking into and trying to get going. So, it's show season, production time, start making stuff. Good time. So, projects probably close to here on out will probably be a lot of production projects. I know we have some bigger items to attend to as well. And we've also got farm stuff in between, so that always takes precedence. So yeah, yep. Who else has jumped in here? I saw Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, Will at Athol, Henry Leslie. Frank, I heard the good news about the chemo. That's awesome. Glad the stuff is going better for you. That's good to hear. Dad, I'm pretty sure got the all clear on the pancreatitis issue. So luckily they seem to think it was just a kind of odd happenstance acute case. So all is well. Had a hay bear at the house the other night. No, Bobby, I wish I was, man. I have too many people out on vacation, other things going on, so I won't be able to make it, sadly. I'd love to, man, because it's the last year that Brian Shaw is competing. It'd be cool to go to Colorado and see that, but it weren't in the cards this year, so I will be missing it. My boss is going on a much-needed vacation during that week, so can't really do that. She deserves it. She is a non-stop hard worker. She was technically out this week for her son had surgery. Son's going back to school. Everything else going on this week is hectic week, so she was taking off, but even then was still working from home. So much needed vacation for her, and I'm glad she's finally getting to take an actual vacation. Just means I don't get to see big dudes lift heavy stuff, and that's okay, because I've got to in the past. I've seen my favorite guys lift heavy stuff. It's a cool experience. Quad State's coming up. I'll be right around the corner. September something. Eli gonna burn it. No. For some reason, my fire is not heating up as much as I'd like for it to. Oh well. What's happening in Colorado? The Shaw Classic. It is a strongman competition. So a lot of the strongman events either happen here in Ohio, actually in Columbus for the Arnold Schwarzenegger's Arnold Classic. And then the World's Strongest Man event happens around the world. This year it was in South Carolina. A couple years ago it was in Florida. A couple years back it was in Botswana, UK. So it's all over the place. So Brian Shaw, one of the big competitors and has been for the past 15 plus years, lives out in Colorado. And he's like, well, we don't really have anything out here set up for like a big strongman event. So he was like, screw it, I'll make one. And with his name and recognition, and everybody in the sport knows him, so it was pretty easy for him to put up a show and then all of a sudden be a top competitor type show. It's not just kind of like a thrown together event. It is legit, like the top athletes that compete and everything else. You talk about Arnold, you're supposed to talk in an accent. Oh man, my voice has been kind of screwy lately. I don't know how well I don't do accents anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we were practicing last night at church, and I went to go sing, and my voice was all whacked up. So I don't know what's going on. Where are you at, little piece? I feel it. There you are. It's not even changing color yet. It's not wanting to cook. Hopefully my tweeter's not on fire. Happened a couple times. Puberty. Gosh, I hope not. Puberty was a tough time for on the man. Need to rebuild some forges. Always a good time. I got a Vice. My good friend Mike Salisbury found me. So we've got our vise over here, and we've got our portable vise. This one is an in-betweener size, and I was like, well, we really don't need it. And I was like, luckily, I mean, and he gave me a good deal on it. It was a friendship discount, I guess. I don't know. If you ask him, he'd say we weren't friends, but you know. But yeah, so I got that. It needs a spring, needs some work, need the usual stuff. So I was like, I feel like that'd be a fun project. Make a video about restoring it and setting it up, and then if we ever set up our deal outside with kind of the old timey stuff with the masonry forge and all that, it's like, well, it makes sense to have a vise out there as well. Or if we do some type of demonstration setup different than what this is, I don't know, whatever. I was like, you can't 3 vices. That's handy to have. There's 2 of us, so odds are at one point both of us need a vice at some point. So why not? Hello, Coach. Glad to have you here. If I don't already know your name, I might know your name. You may just not have it on YouTube. Tell me your name, if and you so choose. That needs a little bit of a tightening. Tongs were a little loose, and they're crooked. These tongs are a little crooked. Where's my piece? We're finally getting any heat on it. Good grief. Don't tell Bill Corey, but I'd rather be using a propane forge right now. So anywho, yes, post vice. Sorry, probably should have clarified that. Free vice. Oh, you guys are funny. Funny guys. Oh, got the anniversary stream up. Thank you, Henry. Good stuff. Yep, little tiny stream we had going on there, so it's good time. Good time, man. If you ever get a chance, if you're ever in Southern Ohio during this past weekend, usually I think it's the first weekend in August, then definitely stop by. It is in Georgetown, lovely, the illustrious Georgetown, Ohio. It's really nice setup. A lot of the other counties have their own antique machinery show. Luckily, this one has its own grounds. So they purchased land to hold this place on. So everything is kind of a dedicated spot. And it's unlike any of the other shows around here. It's the biggest one. It draws the most attention, brings the most people and machinery, and it's a good time. We have our dedicated blacksmith shop, which is nice compared to the rest of the places. You have to bring your own setup. So it's a blessing. We're involved with it and get to be a part of that. It's bacon o'clock already. Holy cow. I have rambled on for 15 minutes and have nary struck a hammer other than to set that ribbon. You people deserve better. Go watch Roy's stream tomorrow. Sure, he'll pop in here and lurk for a second. If you're already in here, hello, Roy and or Thomas. There you go. Not on YouTube or other social media. I go by Coach 10X. Coach my daughter in National Rifle Meets, and 10X is a perfect center shot. Well, awesome. That is cool. Next Thursday is National Waffle Day. Yes! I love waffles, and that'll just spark the waffle pancake debate. As my father and I love to do. All right, where are you at? Woo, the fire's hot. The fire's hot. Big dummy, put on some gloves. Safety third. Luckily, it's a nice, cooler day. I can feel it. There it is. It is not wanting to heat up to save its life. Barely orange. It is barely turned orange. Like a dull red. Speaking of dolls, if you have about 2+ hours of your life to waste, go watch the Barbie movie, because it was terrible. Not that I expected any better, but yeah, waste of time. Oppenheimer, good movie for the first 2 hours. The last hour, that makes sense, Kenny. It might be a cold rolled piece. Very well could be. Yeah, Eric brought up about the Antique Machinery Show. They cook the corn, they steam corn in an old steam engine. It's kind of neat. Good corn. What else do you have? My cousins opened up a coffee shop. Had really good coffee there. Had a fried catfish sandwich. It was good. It sucked because I just had my teeth worked on. They had to give me 2 full doses of Novocaine before any of it started working. So my right side of my face was numb. Apparently they had to do some digging on my teeth. So my face was numb for a while, and then it hurt for a while. And then I was trying to eat a catfish sandwich, but I couldn't really open my jaw past like here. So trying to eat a catfish sandwich that's about this big and you can only open your mouth up this much kind of sucked. But it was a really tasty catfish sandwich. I had a burger, had a grilled cheese pulled pork sandwich, which I love getting every year. And then Friday night, our group of guys had a crawdad or crawfish boil. It had crawdads and shrimp and potatoes and andouille sausage and things like that. So it was pretty good. Any of y'all interested in a hammer-in this September? I've been asked to put one on in Sandy Hook, Kentucky. Well, that's not too far from our neck of the woods. Coach, if you want to, send us your information about it, and we'll see if we can't fit it in somewhere. Whatever weekend that might be. Sandy Hook's not terribly far away, so might be able to squeeze that one in. Yep, Daniel Baca, that is a fact. Anybody with red in their hair, the infamous MC1R gene, look it up, Google it. I'm not talking crazy. Makes you more pain tolerant, more resistant to the effects of alcohol, anesthetics. There's a couple other things, but yeah, it's a superpower, so to speak, except for if you get in the sun too much. Trade-offs. When I broke my back, they had to give me a double shot of morphine. It did nothing. So then they gave me a small dose of basically a horse tranquilizer. This thing is impossible to find in here. Probably not even orange yet, but you know. Did somebody say something about the Little League baseball tournament? That's something we've been. Aspirin, yeah, that's another one. Which also makes it really fun for migraines. Acetaminophen is another one that we have a high tolerance for. So the main migraine medication is acetaminophen. Wow, that is still not even getting there. Good grief. I just cleaned this whole thing out, and yeah, it's barely orange. Yeah, I just cleaned this whole thing out. Got new coal. Turn the air valve on just a smidge. It's tiny, so I'm scared to burn it, but apparently too scared to burn it. I haven't even got it hot yet. Red-haired giants from North America. Ketamine. We'll call you Special K Eli. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys are too much. Too much, I say. Too much. Well, I apologize that I haven't started swinging on anything yet. So we'll try to get this thing heated up and bang some steel. Old MacDonald had a farm. Eli, Eli-o. Hello, possum sausage. Awesome possum sausage. Trademark. Roger Caldwell. Hello, hello. She's going to be working on. I'm trying to make a ball peen hammer, but it's taking a while to heat up. Got the forger cranked. Hopefully we'll get there. Well, Frank, I don't know that my heat is getting to it very well, so not 100% sure. Now I see it cooking. Now we're getting somewhere. Apparently I wasn't getting enough air to it. Yeah. While I roast myself out of here. Anybody ever had roasted ginger? I know. So yeah, it's starting to heat up. Once it gets cooked, I'll bring it out and start trying to punch a hole through it. Should be fairly simple. I'm starting off with a round piece of steel. Usually the head of the ball peen is round, so at the end of it, probably just take some fullering around it and then work on the back side, spread the cheeks out a little bit. No, it's clean fire. I think it was just airflow. It wasn't putting a whole lot of air out, I guess. Yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Back it down just a smidge. Yeah, it looked like the heat wasn't kind of dispersing very well. And Hank's heading out. All right, brother. Thank you for stopping by. What is one of the main attributes of a ball peen hammer? Kind of bigger head on the front, and then the small dome shape on the back. The peen is a ball. So the peen is the end piece on the hammer, the head, and then you got the peen. So you can make straight peen, cross peen, diagonal peen, ball peen. But that's what those are called. The end of the hammer is called a peen. There's your little lesson for today. For the uninitiated into blacksmithing world. Might have enough heat to go ahead and smack some steel. Yeah! Alright, folks, let's hit stuff. Y'all been waiting long enough. I just need to find my mark. Wherever that might be. Mark! Where are you, Mark? There you are. Wish I had a little bottom swage for this. It would be nice. You don't get that all the time. One more. Cool. Cool your punches. Cool your punches. That's starting to look like a fire now. My favorite question of this past weekend was, is that a real fire? See you, Roger. Nice lesson. Oh, I don't know about that, but thank you. Put something in the hardy, lean against it. The craps of it is we haven't really tooled up this anvil's hardy yet, so it's not 100% the best thing yet. Without it being in my way, I don't really have a good piece that'll stay up there. Shawshank. It's alright. Make do with what you got. I should do that, though. I should make a... Who started the show without you? Hello, Shane. Yeah, see, there goes my voice again. It's starting to get just like... It's almost like it's going out. I like cough and cough and cough, and like that doesn't change it, so I don't know what the deal is. Just at random times, it'll start to like fizzle out for no reason. It's okay. Good thing I don't talk for a living. That's Dad. Yeah, I could do that. Use a swedge block. I just don't feel like dragging it over and setting it up. Putting it on the anvil puts it up kind of high. I don't know. We shall see. Let's see here. Yeah, let's talk me into it. I don't know. It's too small. I need to make a swage block stand for this guy to go into the anvil. Yeah, I guess I can. Look at you guys. Had some winners. He forgets he has a swage block. You know what? I may have, okay? Some people are just stupid and blessed. Don't know what they got. Hey now, stay in your spot. So one thing I do like about the anvil, though, is that I can spin it. This is how I burn myself. I don't know why, but for half a second it crossed my mind just to pick this up and put it back in the fire. That is I think a small sign of mental instability. Just like, oh yeah, that's not thousands of degrees hot. Pick it up with your hands. Yeah, I don't know. I tried the sweat block. We'll keep it here for now. Somebody's telling me I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, this one doesn't have the cutting table. Unfortunately. Yeah, I really don't have one that fits that size very well. It's alright. When you start punching down, it'll kind of smoosh that bottom part a little bit, so hopefully that kind of square things up. If not, we'll punt and figure something else out. Been doing it for 30 years. I guess that means I'm getting old. Nah. Hey, Cormulus and Butler family. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for stopping in. Working on a ball peen hammer. Hopefully tonight. So we'll start punching a hole here at first and then go from there. Have a small blacksmith shop. Awesome. Good stuff. Something just lit up. I can't tell what it is. I could take it over to our treadle hammer. But I don't know if I have the camera set up to where you can see that. Heard something whistle too. Not sure. I'm hearing strange noises and seeing lights. All right, I'm gonna go inspect because I keep hearing something funny outside. So I will bless you all with a commercial.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It's Troy, and today's video sponsor is...
Have you ever had a stair crumbled up, torn apart, shiny forge weld, and wondered whether you should have had neutral flame or an oxidizing heat while searching for your favorite toilet spoon to pour on some white powdery crystal metal glue? Well, that's what it's like when you don't have Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux. When you grab a hold of a box of Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux, you feel like you've put the power of Hephaestus in the palm of your hand. And now you may even muster up the gumption to forge scrollwork without even using a hammer. So pick up a box of Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux today before you fall into a state of utter chaos that'll have you questioning your very existence. Flux.
Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux is not a registered trademark and is not available in 49 of the 50 states, especially in that state up north. Buy yours now for just 12 easy payments of $29.95, payable only in quarters.
Caution, Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux may cause severe irritation to Roy Adams. Please avoid using the words Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux around Roy. Do not use Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux in the vicinity of Roy Adams, or he will be forced to tackle you to the ground and bludgeon you. Avoid saying the phrase flux, flux, flux. It will only anger Roy Adams and throw him into fits of temper and force him into a Roy rant, and no one wants that. Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux may cause eye irritation, runny nose, skin lesions, bad hair days, poorly fitting fire chaps, rheumatiz, slicing golf shots, uneven tire wear, pixies to appear, rickets, hammer toe, volatile screaming fits, unusual beard growth, ingrown toenails, silly songs with Larry, a mess, a giggling Jessica, and definitely not better Forge Weld. Please use responsibly.
Christ-Centered Ironworks brand flux.
I put that
Flux
on everything.
Well, I have no idea. As soon as I walked outside, I stopped hearing the noise, so who knows? If I start talking funny, you know where I live. Somebody call the psych ward. I'm doing fine, popcorn birthday cake walrus. See? I can't act like that was my joke. I heard that off of the guy talking about something or other. Butler family. Cool. Out in Missouri. Do blacksmithing and farming. Cool. I got gremlins. I was talking funny. More so if I stopped like making sense talking funny. Harass them on their first time here. Nope, hey, that is something we love to do on this channel. We started from a little tiny no-name, no-nothing channel to now we're just a slightly less tiny no-name, no-nothing channel with our 4,097 subscribers. It is kind of crazy, though. 4,000 people have subscribed to our channel at some point or another. It's cool. 5,000 soon, and then keep on going from there. One day we'll make it up to 600,000. Who knows? How the strange lights in the sky. Am I using a fan or a blower? I'm using a blower for the forge. I'm using a fan to keep myself cool. Yep, always feel free to ask questions. This is a wealth of knowledge in this group. Great people. Love to share what they know. And Dad and I love to try things out. Anniversary stream signifies that Dad has been blacksmithing for 4 years now, and I 3. One of these days I'll learn how to do it. Is the blower power, not my hand, I see. Yeah, I mean the blower is back here. It's all electric. It's on a rheostat, so you can control airflow on it as well. Variable speed control is quite nice. There it is. Boy, that'd be a shame if I just sent that right into my quench tank right in front of me. Almost like that. I was wondering how soon that was going to happen. Still got a little heat. We can still punch some holes. One more pass. Drop that down in the quench bucket. And we're starting to put a little punchy punch through it. I'm not killing myself to get it punched through. I'm going to take my time and work on it. It'd be comedy. It'd be scary. Imagine dropping a piece of superheated 1040 into a bucket of cold water. Quench it now so you don't have to quench it later. Exactly. Hello, B Commands. Welcome in. Said, where do I get good metals that are affordable and which metals are good for smithing with? The best thing I can tell you right now is just buy mild steel and buy scrap. Especially if you're just getting into it. Yeah. Buy mild steel. That's the most thing you'll make stuff out of. Is just plain old mild steel. Hardware stores. Yeah, Daniel Baca just said it. Lowe's. The only thing with Lowe's is they upcharge because they're cuts. If you can buy them from a hardware store at full length, it's cheaper. And cut it yourself to the pieces you need. But if that's all you've got, local hardware stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, places like that, will have your mild steels. And then when it comes to any type of tooling steel, just find a source. You either got to get lucky, like we have, where we found we have a local machine shop that has cutoffs. So we get those cutoffs pretty much basically for nothing when we can get them. We're lucky that we have some friends in the auto industry, so we can get like spring steels, coil springs, and leaf springs from them. Otherwise, we have a local hardware store again, full-on metal store that sells hardenable steels and can get hardenable steels. You're gonna pay the price for it because it is brand new, but you know exactly what you're getting. Scrap steels, things like that, you don't always know exactly what it is. So just, best guess on some of that kind of stuff. So really just depends on what you're looking for. Scrap yards, auto mechanic shops, yeah, those are good to find some of your more needed pieces. Like hammer eye drifts, we like to make them out of old jackhammer bits. We have a guy that works in construction and is able to get a hold of old jackhammer bits once they're certain usage out of them. So again, just asking around, finding people, marketplace on Facebook posts, anything like that. Yeah, absolutely. Just got to keep your eye out, keep your eyes and ears out. And crazy thing is, it'll kind of just start happening. We've been lucky enough to have people that just be like, "Hey, I know you do blacksmithing. Here's a chunk of railroad." Like, oh, okay. Find connections, man. That's the best advice I can give. I'm just dropping everything. Ugh. Not advisable, that order of operations, but happens. Quench punch. There's that. All right, back in the fire. Like I said, this is going to take a little bit longer, but I don't mind. As long as you guys don't mind. If you do, I'll just end the stream. I already ate, so don't have to worry about me getting too hungry. At least for a little while. Kyle's back, done feeding Grace. Were you feeding her bacon? Work out a trade for some jackhammer bits. The trading person you want to talk to is Dad. He's the one that pretty much handles all of our supplies getting. But I'm sure. I don't know how many we've got. We gave one for the shop in Georgetown to make a sledgehammer drive out of it. So I don't know how much stock we have currently, but we've got a bunch, and he's willing to part with some. And see why not. Make trade. Hello, Bobby. You know, just when I thought the stream was going well, I didn't even think about changing the date on the board. I really throw off somebody who's been in a time travel. Throw off a time travel watching this. Like, wait a second. This says this was on 8/17, but the board says 7/27. And then the little like X-Files music play. Yeah. Guy's trying to tell 12 by 12 by 4 Hunter steel, mild steel for $450, saying it might be a Greta Anvil. What a joke. What a joke this guy is. Jackhammer bits make good tooling. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Usually when we done, we made a hammer we made a hammer drift for Jeff Killian. Kept the tip of it off because you don't need the whole steel chunk for making a drift. And then we use those to make hammer eye punch. So 2 for 1 right out of a piece. Top floor? Yeah, absolutely. Flea markets, like we were at the antique machinery show this week. There was a guy that had like dollar bins. Basically, you dig through it, find what you want, and everything's $1. And found a couple like smaller, hexagon steel bits and things like that. Good for, drifts and punches and things. And with just the awareness that you don't know what steel it is, you don't know what the condition is, so it could be good, it could be a hunk of scrap, and you may get 20 strikes out of it, or you can use it for a lifetime. Now we're cooking. Try not to let it stay on the rubber pad there. Yeah. Back in the fire. Yeah, H13 is definitely I bought a jackhammer bit to make one like yours for $20 on eBay. Yeah. Oh, Evan's Family Adventures. Got all the families in here. Yeah, forklift times, railroad track, stuff like that makes good tooling as well. It really is just, you got to find what's around, what's local to you, and source it. One of the guys that we blacksmith with in Georgetown lives right next to the kind of railroad depot. So whenever they have coil springs, railroad tracks, things like that, they just toss it off to the side. He says, "Am I allowed to go take that?" And, yeah, we don't care. So he pretty much has his backyard stocked, ready to go with railroad steel. He gave us like 4 or 5 coil springs the other day, and we used to make a bunch of tooling for the shop, which was really nice. So again, just once you kind of start putting your name out there and getting the word out that you're looking for things, and people know, hey, you're a blacksmith. Yeah, you'll probably get some odds and ends stuff, but like, here's this junky piece of metal, you can have it. And you're like, I can't do anything with this. And then there's other people that are like, I got 4 tons of coil spring, I don't know what I'm going to do with. Here you go. You're like, okay. That's how, I mean, we got all of our coal and all of our coke the same way. People knew that we were blacksmiths, and they're like, I don't have any use for this. It's in the old part of our house. We don't have any reason to keep it. We don't do anything with coal or coke. If you want it, come get it. So, bucket by bucket, brought 5 tons of coke out. I wasn't there that day. But, same thing, coal. We have, aunt and uncle just bought a old schoolhouse. I had a coal fire furnace. Had 2 tons of coal in the bottom. They're like, here, if you guys want it, take it. We don't need it. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask. That's your sales tip for today. Don't be afraid to ask. What's the worst they can tell you? No. I mean, they can be mean about it, but oh. There's some sawdust over here. Quench it! It's on fire! More so just making sure that doesn't get caught on fire over there. Alright, back to hole punching. Remember, do your safety squints. We're about 2/3 of the way through. Hole's punching pretty evenly through there, so just keep on at it. But yeah, resourcefulness is the key, honestly. Unless you just got a good amount of money that you don't care throwing away it, buying what you need. Kind of have your dad's anvil. For the low price of a lot of money, yes. Drop forward again. Yes, sir. Again, we're lucky enough we've got a couple different blacksmith shops that are around nearby, and they are able to source, like Jamie Geyer out of Goshen, is able to source stuff from everywhere, and so it kind of makes it easy, especially if you need coal. He's a good source of knowing where to get coal and getting coal for people. Yeah, my voice is going again. Payable all in quarters.
Good grief.
Yeah, if you've got the luxury of having a school of blacksmithing or something like that close to you, then definitely connect with them. Like we have Goshen nearby. We have the blacksmith shop. I mean, we kind of run the blacksmith shop at Georgetown, so we're the people for that. But like Frank has his blacksmith guild up north of Ohio. Um, there's all kinds of places. You just gotta look and see what's close to you, and hope there is something close. You know, they got like, if you're out west, you've got the Colorado Smiths, the Rocky Mountain Smiths. Come to Quad State here coming up in a couple weeks. That's always got good resources. If you're not looking for tooling or anything like that, at least good resources to kind of connect with people. Where there's a will, there's a way. Come here. Ah, it's hot. Ah, probably because I was just grasping at straws. Wasn't even grabbing my metal. Idiot. That's a good heat right there, boys. I like it. Bang! Yeah, that was a good heat. That was a good heat. I don't know how well you can see, but we're getting a hole punched through there. So, making progress. Making progress. Like I said, I don't think I'll get this complete tonight, but at least get a good start on it. And then once it's done, like I said, I've done a giveaway in a while, so do a little giveaway. We're planning on doing, once we hit 5,000, we'll do a bigger. Yeah, I thought about using my sledge, but I got the mild steel there, and I was like, I'm just kind of casually going through it. What, 740? I'm gonna stay at least until I punch the hole and at least start working on like the cheeks and everything. So fear not, fret not, my friends. We'll get her punched through. Also, would have worked better if I had a thinner punch. Pretty sure you checked and you're clear to take. I think I missed something. Yeah. I will say it was quite interesting when we were talking about that with making that big sledgehammer. Was when we said, yeah, we're gonna start working on spreading the cheeks. A bunch of families and stuff like that were like, "What'd he say?" I'm like, here, these things on the side of the hammer, those are called the cheeks. Gosh. All right, go fishing. Go fish. Hey. Oh, we did make it onto local radio. That was kind of cool. We got interviewed at the blacksmith shop about what we were doing, and I did a little live. If you didn't see my Facebook, did a little live video and posted on the radio station, of course. Yeah, we're starting to get towards the end. I believe we might be able to start flipping it over and work on the other side. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there you have it. One side punch through. And then we'll flip it over. Start working on the other side. Like I said, while we're punching this, it kind of flattens that bottom part out a little bit. So the head of the hammer won't be exactly cylindrical. We'll have to still do some forging. But I've never made one of these, so my thought was we've got a little piece of round steel there. The front of the head of the ball peen is round steel, so it might make it a little easier to work. I could be totally wrong. Who knows? I see Roy's in here. WKRP? No, not quite. Out of Cincinnati. I do know what you're talking about, but no. It was the local country radio station, C103, down here in the sticks. I have no idea if WKRP is still on the air. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. We have one. We had one hen walking through our alfalfa field the other day, and Dad was like, "Hey, come to the window," because he was on his little walk outside, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a turkey!" So I rolled up my window in my room, pulled out my little squawker, and started squawking at it. That turkey, you could have fired off a gun next to his head, and it wouldn't have gave two craps. That thing was just, I'm doing whatever I want. My dog was barking at the window at one point. He was walking through. I just flipped and just nothing. Didn't get a dang thing out of that turkey. That old hen was just either mad or didn't care or whatever. Had a death wish. I have no idea. Head out and pick up a few spikes before the sun goes down. Alrighty, sir. Thanks for stopping in. See you on the next challenge. Appreciate you as always. Yeah, they kind of get a flutter. Infamous WKRP turkey drop. That I don't know about. See, growing up in the Cincinnati area, I understand what these things are, or I know what these things are, but I don't understand some of the nuances and things that came with them. Be legal. I know about things, I was born in '96, so when I was growing up as a kid, everybody was still on the high of the Big Red Machine. Cincinnati baseball was still the big popping thing. It was for half a second here this year. Then they went back being Cincinnati regular baseball. Sadly. It's all right. They're doing they're doing better than what they have been. Last year was a rough time period. Rebuild. That's all we do. We rebuild. I do, however, listen to 700 WLW. Every single morning, 700 WLW, Cincinnati. Home of the Reds, Bengals. Technically, FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati. Whoo-wee! Tell you one thing. After striking on a 8-pound sledge for about 4 hours, I was beat. That was a long day. Anybody in here made a sledgehammer before? All right, let's see if I can find my mark. Mark. It's still alive. It is. There it goes. It's all right. Got a good start on it. Yep, there's wood over here. Get some things on fire. I almost dad burned it. All right, we'll see how close my holes are lining up. That's pretty good. I like that. We might have a hammer out of this thing yet, fellers. And ladies, if there's any ladies on here. There's not. I tend to scare away ladies, so usually are not. Red Bengals. The Bungles. See, I was lucky enough to be born, and now I'm hitting into that time frame that the Bengals and Reds are good about every 30 years. So we're on our 30-year repeat. The Bengals and Reds kind of lined up late 80s, early 90s. They were good. The 60s into the 70s, the Reds were good. Now we're into the 2020s, about 30 years after the 90s. Reds are getting good again. A little longer, but 30 years past the 80s for the Bengals. So we follow this roller coaster of every few decades our teams get good, and maybe some of them get good enough to win something, except for the Bengals. So we'll get right close to it this year, and then we'll taper off. And when I'm an old man, we'll start to get good again, and I'll tell my kids about the glory days and whatever, Dad. And the Bengals and Reds will be good for a couple of seasons. You'll be like, oh, we might win something this year. And no, it won't. No, I don't think the floor is lava. I think we haven't had any stay on fires yet, but it might. Who knows? Who knows? Ohio sports in general just are health problems. They just give you a heart attack and mild depression. Most of the time, a lot of mild depression. Ohio State gives you a heart attack. Flipped it right over. Bobby Lonis came accustomed to that one. Gave it a little bit of a directional dysfunction. He and Chris Schaefer decided to give it a little PD. If you don't know what that is, I wouldn't suggest Googling it with your safe search not being on. It's a medical condition, but you might get some gross images. Whoa. Bengal's a tiger. What's a red? Red stocking. Red legs. Red Sox. Except for we can't be the Red Sox. So we're just the Reds. Cincinnati Red Stocking. Wow, this is cool to watch, but I need to go get dinner. Well, hey, thank you for stopping by. Pretty much every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Bar Run Forge on YouTube. Must have done the exercises to straighten it back out. Yeah, we had to work it a little bit. And we made another one too, so just in case. But yes, come back, check us out, come hang out with us. Every once in a while we do something called Sundays at 7. That is a theological discussion. Sundays at 7, whenever we post about it. So always be a lookout for our social media. Just Bar Run Forge, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, all that good stuff. So, yeah. Normally at 6:30, Dad's in here and prepping in the shop, and then I get home from work about 6 something ish. Get back here and we'll get rolling. Usually he's ready to go, and we put on a halfway decent show, and people come watch us. So usually when I get home, I have to have a little extra time just because I gotta take care of the dogs and any other farm work before get stuff started because Dad hasn't set up any of this stuff. Obviously he's not here, so I had to make sure all the camera and sound equipment and everything like that, get a project ready, get all that stuff, prep work if I have to do that. So 6:45 just buys me a little extra, a couple minutes, and lets me put on a semi-decent show, I guess. Try to have some guests on and other things as well. If you're interested in being here, let us know. We've even had people from Australia join us on here every once in a blue moon through Skype. Take your dad as Troy. Yes, he is not my brother. He is my dad. Had 3 different people ask me about that this week, whether or not my dad was my brother. So props to him because he looks younger than what he is, and I guess I look older than what I am. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anywho, but yeah, that's my dad. My papa. Ooh, you know what might be the trivia question to win the ball peen hammer would be, what's the age difference between my dad and I? Talked to Dad a few times before. Awesome. Sorry to hear that. That might be the chance to win it. We won't do that tonight, but I don't know if I've got any incriminating evidence that would show. I think I've said it, like our ages on the live stream or video or something, but that might be the way to win the ball peen hammer. Who knows? We'll look for it again. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys stopping by. let that cook a little longer. It's orange, but not where I want it to be. Website's called Bent Carrot, if that gives you an idea. Ha! Oh, shucks. Coach heading out too? Good grief. Have a good night. Thank you guys for swinging in. Maybe we'll get some of the late night crowd stopping by after, since we're staying after 8. Yeah, Kenny? Unfortunately, the dad's brother is not on speaking terms with our family, so sometimes not. The unfortunate party lives right over there. But that's another time for another discussion. But yeah, Dad and I have always had a good relationship. Since a young age, we've always been tight. We're the same person. I'm just a bigger version of him, basically. Minus the speed. We talk the same, we act the same, we do things the same for the most part. So it's good. It's a good thing to be close with your relatives. Our whole family, pretty much. I mean, my dad, my sister, and I are all close. We were the. Let me get this out of there. I'll see. With both my parents. So both my parents are divorced. But both my mom and my dad made sure to spend time with us and make sure we have good relationships growing up as a child, and they valued that, so they instilled that in us. See how we're looking on the other side here. Yeah, starting to put a slug together. Yeah, starting to push through. Not all the way through, but there you go. You can tell. Starting to get, I'm a little off center on the back side, but that's okay. It's okay. Because when working with hot steel, there are good ways to correct that. What's going on, everybody? Getting some good answers. Sounds personal. It might be. Barf after dark. No, I had Arby's on my way home. I knew I was going to be taking care of the stream, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Save Michelle having to cook something and having to get through a stream to go eat. So might as well just go ahead and eat some food and go forward as long as I can. I'll intercede when the time is right. Family matters. Absolutely, Drew. Yep, that's one thing. As easy as it would be to just stay angry at people. Prayer, 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 prayer. That's the answer. Had a pastor in Moorhead talk about his stepfather. Had a good relationship with his stepfather, but his stepfather didn't know Jesus, and then he was obviously being a preacher would bring it up in conversation, and for 19 years while he was married to his wife, he always talked to his stepfather about giving his life to Christ. No problem, or never decided anything like that. 19 years, he finally came up to him one day and said, I've seen what you've done. I've seen your persistency. I want to know more about this Jesus thing. Came to faith, got baptized, died about a week later. Random happenstance, passed away. So it was a cool story. It's a very touching story, but God knows timing. Stay persistent. Let God handle the rest. There's your sermon for tonight. Wrapped up. I can do it a whole lot faster than Dad can. That's a sparkly one right there, boys. Which side of you is the one that I want to continue touching on? That cook out. Like that. Might be able to punch through on this heat. Alright, let's flip it over. See what we're looking like punch-wise. Not quite. Still got a little bit of up and downs on it, so hopefully one more heat will be punched through. But yeah, I think on this one, smaller, almost like a slitting hammer eye punch. A lot of the ones like the Brazilian guys use it. Mark and Jonathan, Andrew, Rob, those guys will use a lot thinner, wider punch. Smoke break time. Woo, sparkle babies. Yeah, that first one had a little bit of powder to it. Keith's doing his collecting. Speaking of family, Got the reminder bell. Anybody that in your kind of immediate family or friend, or we try to keep it to people that are close to you, um, or like a military person or something like that. Anybody that's passed on, this bell is here in remembrance of. I think most people have been in here long enough to know that. But if you've got somebody, let us know. We'll ring it a couple times in honor of them. That's what it's there for. In memory of my grandfather, he's a good man. Anything, I'll be tired. I'm not hungry this time, just tired. What's everybody else been making? I always like to ask that. Everybody been working on in the shop. Whoop. Didn't let go of my tongs too early. This side we started back punching through. Yeah. I'll be getting close. All right, how's the other side look? It's trying, man. It is trying. I don't know how I did that. There's a mishit on the side wall here. Just trying to punch that slug out. Ah. All right, one more heat. I promise. Promise it's gonna be one more heat. Almost see the light. Thank God, almost saw the light. No more sorrow. No more night. Now I'm so happy. That's awesome, Drew. Working on a heat stroke. Jeez. He's making out like a bandit. Hit the red and crack it. Yep. I'm trying to. Still enough material there that it's kind of still pushing back and forth, not shearing yet and making the slug. So we're gonna get it. We are gonna get it. My sister and I pretty much almost to the day every Tuesday go to the movies. We both have a movie club pass. It's $10 a month, gets us a discount, and on Tuesdays the movies are $5. So both of us get off work, meet up, usually grab food and go hit the movies or get food at the movies because I mean they got friggin' Pizza Hut in there by all means. So we usually stay pretty consistent with it. A couple weeks after a while, we'll miss, and or if there's not good movies out or whatever. But we pretty much meet up because I mean, she and I work in the Cincinnati area, so otherwise we live about an hour and a half away. But by the time we both get to work, so it makes us 20 minutes apart from each other. So might as well go hang out at least once or twice a month or whatever. Shoo! If I rub BLO finish on hooks for a tie rack, do I need to worry about the oil staining my ties? Yes. Yeah, no kidding. Always the plug flies out and you're like, well, there's a hole in it now. Whew. Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Where'd you go? There it is. I'll dig up half of my fire to find my piece. Ooh, that's a warm fire. All right. Got a little bit of a reddish orange heat here. Let's finish this sucker off. Figure out which side I want. My plug side. I'm seeing some shears. Seeing some shears. Alright. Flip it over and see if we can't finish that sucker off. It is trying so hard not to come out. We're getting there though. Doggone it. There it goes. Hey. Boom. Aren't you guys glad you stayed for all that nonsense? There you go. There's a hole in my piece. Ta-da! All right. Oh, I even see the plug. What a lucky day. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket after that. I still got my plug to see. All right. Let's get to drifting. At least try to get some drifting done here. If I can't grab that plug. Found it. There you have it. There's my plug. Hey, the crowd goes wild. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Only took me an hour. Keep that in memoriam. Yeah, we'll get some drifting done. Like I said, I'm just taking my time, just hanging out. Not to be that guy, but you guys know me. You know well and good that if I wanted to punch through and smack, we'd have been done. But just hanging out. Whew, that worked out. Finally, yeah. Woo! How many people we got in the chat? 21, huh? How about it? 21 people goofy enough to still be here. Thank you, goofy people, for still being here. Yodelay, yodelay. we'll go for at least another 15 minutes or so. That started what, 6:45? Is that right? Yeah, we'll at least get a 2-hour stream in. Good grief. 2-hour stream. When was the last time we did one of those? Where the heck have I been? Been a good stream? It has been, guys. I'm blessed to be here with you guys. I do say so. If and I do say so. Grab your favorite hammer and smash that like button. Absolutely. Kyle, how is Miss Grace doing? Whew, that was hot. Anybody else got any babies or weddings or baby weddings as of late? Corey said, nah, it's only 5:27. When I was working in sales at TQL before I switched over to the recruiting department, we always had the joke that California don't close till 8. Because even though we're at 5 o'clock here, we still had another 3 hours before you guys hit 5 o'clock. She's tired, huh? Well, shame on her. She needs to get to work. All right, let's drift something. Not going to go terribly big with it. Just making a small ball peen. Woo. Do what now? 18-inch flounder at the beach. Does that count as a baby? Sure. If it was a baby. What is the Singlu man? Did I miss something? Says the Singlu man. The Singlu man. It is. Like I said, the jackhammer bits make for a good drift. We made one. We made one at the show this past weekend. Everybody was like, "Are you using a jackhammer bit for that?" Yeah. Like, that's genius. Well, they work good. They're a good hardenable steel and durable steel, so might as well. Kind of already the size and dimensions you want it to be, and they have that. A lot of them have that ring around them where they attach into the jackhammer, so that way you can kind of keep your hand away from the heat. Impressed that I'm tackling a ball peen hammer all by myself. I figured it was small enough to be something easy. I obviously wouldn't be taking on a big sled by myself. But, I mean, I've done the little cross peens before by myself. I love making hammers. That's my favorite thing to do. So, I figured since I've never made a ball peen hammer, I might as well give it a try. I think the part that'll be most challenging is getting the fullers right on the back end. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I watched Torbjorn do his ball peen hammer, so obviously I'm not doing it exactly like he would do it because, you know, he does things almost flawlessly, but we're going to give it our best shot, like Bon Jovi. Bum, bum. All right, where you at? Yeah. A little drifting on the other side here. My hammerhead wants to pop off. Yep. Drift got a little PD going on. It's all right. We're drifting a hole. Do yeah, my thought was to use the guillotine tool, probably the big guy. Move some work. Power hammer plus non-CCLI treadle hammer. Yep. Made a spring fuller yet. We've got one, yeah, somewhere. Yeah. Grace did a big poo. Oh boy. Yeah, probably the guillotine tool will be the route that I go. We shall see. I saw Vivor came out with a London pattern, 66 pounds, basically a Chio in London pattern. Kind of interested to see how it works. It's like 125 bucks. Thought about splurging on that just to give it a try. Wish the trying them out videos would bring some moolahs. That way I could just pay for it. Let's see if that's worth a purchase or not. Says it's cast spring steel, pretty much like I said, the Chio, just in the London pattern. Why not, right? You can never have too many anvils in the shop. We only have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 if you count a couple antiques that we don't use. 6 usable anvils in the shop, while 5 in a Harbor Freight. 2 Achayos, 1 big, 1 small. Doyle anvil, the Harbor Freight blue monster. Dad's old anvil and Dad's new anvil. There's a couple anvils in here. We is blessed. Got anvils coming out of our ears. Hey, look who's coming through the doorway here. All right, everybody, show's over. Oh, he hasn't come in yet. I'm going to say it now. All right, everybody, show's over.
Hi, everybody.
You're on single player. You switch it over
I
to...
switched over to interview.
Okay.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Is the desk mic on?
I don't know.
I have it muted.
You do?
Yeah. That way it doesn't pick up reverb
Ah.
or echo. You know how to do that?
Maybe not.
There
Nope,
it
it's
is.
up.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. Adam said he made a stream for the first time in ages.
What's that?
He made a live stream for the first time in ages.
Who's that?
Adam.
Adam Speargrass?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Hey, nice.
Hi, everybody. Jeff says I sound fine.
Don't hype him up.
What you pounding on there, feller?
Steel,
Pounding on some steel.
your anvil.
Now Troy,
Working
take
on,
over the anvil. No, no. What are you working on?
Ball peen hammer.
Ball peen hammer.
Yeah.
Are you doing the our tomahawk thing?
No.
Okay.
Making one. Making
Making a ball peen hammer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. At least attempting to.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Eric's gonna head out. Pumpkin Patch Forge and Ironworks said, "Well, it's about lunchtime for me. Gotta go. Y'all be good, or be good at it, right?" So, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to come hang out with you guys until just now. I was kind of surprised when I got back here and Eli was still here. And
I ate before the stream.
Oh, okay. The you know the date's wrong, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Been pulling it out, and I said, well, might as well just leave it. That way, if somebody thinks they're time traveling, I'll confirm their theory.
Very nice.
Not pre-recorded.
He has the PD hammer drift. Whoops. Get a little bendy in it.
It had a little bend in it.
Yeah.
But
That's the great thing about the S series.
that's what I was just talking about.
Straighten it out.
Yep.
Chemo half over tomorrow. Well, praise the Lord. Glad to hear that, Frank. I did see that you finally bought a tractor, Adam. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like a Ferguson, like a 35, maybe? Is that about what it was? You're a proper landowner now. Yes, you are.
Proper what?
Landowner.
Oh. It sounded like you said lantern. Well, folks, that is where I'm going to call it. What time is it? 42? About timed out perfect.
The time is now 8:42.
Nice. So there you can see.
Hey, we were right.
What's
Matt
that?
Ferguson 1960s era 35.
Nice. Well, limited built French ones. Cool. There's the start of my ball peen hammer. Needs a little bit more work as far as drifting it out. We'll work on the cheeks and then work on head and peen as well. And then we'll have a little ball peen hammer to give away. Sound good?
Sounds good
It
to
does.
me.
Cool. All right, fellers. That is the end of the show. Pleasure being here with you. Be sure to do all the liking, sharing, subscribing, and whatnots. And who's your Watson? Is that German?
Yeah, it could be.
Who's your Watson? Dad, you got anything to say?
Make sure you check us out on all the social media networks. That's Facebook, TikTok, and Rumble.
Ah, I forgot one.
Instagram,
There you go.
Facebook, TikTok, and Rumble. And make sure also you check us out on our website. It's www.barrunforge.com. That is BARRUNFORGE.com. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And, yeah, definitely share that video out. That helps us tremendously. Just any interaction we have. We thank you guys so much. Have you got a sun knee?
What?
A sun knee? Dad knee and son knee?
Ah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ah.
There it
you
is.
What's a rumble? It is YouTube alternative.
Yes.
We don't really do anything other than just let our YouTube videos flow
It just
over to
flows
there.
over to there, and if it
They
gets
both
traffic,
they
it
double
gets
post
traffic.
to. So we don't really pay a whole lot of attention because it hasn't really brought a whole lot of monetary gains. So until it does,
Just leave her lay.
yep. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Glad we got to hang out. We did a 2-hour stream tonight for the first time in a long time. Make up for some of the shorter streams we've had here this summer. There is more content coming. Usually summers are a busy time for us. Late spring through early fall is very farm oriented and other things oriented, so we don't get a chance as much. We're talking about we hadn't been in the shop probably in like 3 months besides live streams.
Not
so
really, no.
Unfortunately, that's the way things go when you live on a farm, homestead, whatever you want to call us. So, but we appreciate you guys.
Yep.
We appreciate sticking with us and keeping up with our content and hanging out with us tonight, and more stuff to come. Like you said, do all the things. Come back next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, barring any type of weather, act of God, or sickness. And with that, I leave you. Good night. Sleep tight. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.